Times are crazy.
I
Today is gonna
was
be
about to say,
crazy.
just wait till tonight and tomorrow. Forget about right now. Just wait. Like, what time is it? It's 11. Wait like 12 hours and see what happens. Not even. Wait till like 8 o'clock when East Coast polls start ending, and then that's my only issue with polls. Is you have to wait till all the polls end.
Yeah.
And California and them are 3 hours behind. And I don't know what the statute with Hawaii and Alaska are, but they're even further behind.
People are going to be rioting in the streets. I feel like if Trump wins, they're going to riot. If Trump loses, they're really going to riot.
I was about to say, I feel like there's going to be rioting either way.
But then,
I really don't think it matters who wins. There's going to be rioting.
You're right.
The only issue is if they're going to wait until like the end of the week after they're like, nah, we're recounting and we're recounting and we're recounting, or are they just going to be like, nope, looks like one of them's going to win tonight. We're going. Looting starting.
Time to loot. Shit, I might as well saddle up too. Take my ass out there, throw a ski mask on and just start ransacking shit.
One of y'all, there's two things I don't understand, and my mom has always said this too. The two things that we don't understand, one is when you loot, generally when you're looting, it's because some disaster happened, right? Like Katrina or right before, not that quarantine was a natural disaster, but right before quarantine or earthquake or fire or something like that. So you're looting because you need the supplies that you aren't able to get.
I would loot, no, me personally, like, and some people that I know, we would loot for our own benefits. Like, we would loot like Louis Vuitton.
That's where I was about to go.
Hair stores, like places that are big,
right?
You know, that are franchised.
Why?
And we could just sell, because we could just sell it and make money off of it. Oh my God! Or say.
So you're
no,
those.
I never looted.
You're those people.
The reason why I would, like, I would loot.
So you're those people in Chicago or LA or wherever it was that looted that art museum for the statues that were $100,000 just for the sake of having this thing that you can now sell back.
Shit, why the fuck not? If I'm not gonna
because
get
they
caught,
know you stole it. You obviously did not buy that shit.
I wouldn't buy that shit, but if I go out there with me and my goons, we got our masks on.
Me and my goons.
We ransack that motherfucker. We not gonna get caught.
How do you know you're not gonna get caught?
Cause
what is telling you you're not gonna get caught?
Niggas ain't get caught last time.
I mean,
there's too many of us. They can't stop us.
That's what you're basing it on.
It's like, nah, I don't got the balls to do that shit. I don't got the balls to do none of this looting stuff. Talking about looting, I would loot. Like, it would be a fun thing to do. I get drunk and go fuck shit.
Really?
I mean, here's the thing.
If you go looting, are you one of those? No, okay, but if you're going looting based on what we're talking about, are you gonna, and you go to, let's say, Walmart or Target that has both essentials and fuck shit. Are you going and grabbing the food that you need, the supplies that you need, or are you going straight to the back and grabbing that 70-inch TV?
Right. So, in regards
I know what you're doing.
If it was like a natural
You're not going there. You're going to the Saks Fifth Ave in New York. And
if you're talking like Katrina, like issues like that,
right?
I'd be going for like the supplies. But if we're talking like looting for like political movements, so like I wouldn't do it myself, and I'm not sure exactly how I feel about it, but I understand to a degree. I don't understand going to Louis Vuitton and stealing that shit, because then that's for you. That's
what I'm saying. That's all I would do it for.
And looting for like the need for political movement. Like if somebody broke into Louis Vuitton and just wrecked their store and didn't take anything.
That's the right way to do it, though. You gotta do it.
With like some Rolex store, like they broke into there, they wrecked everything, and then they were saying that like a bunch of shit were stolen. But then when the cops came and investigated, they realized that nothing was actually stolen. The place was wrecked.
I don't understand the point of. I mean, I understand it, but it's at that point, it's just an excuse to steal. Is all it is. Like looting is just stealing the electronics that you're too cheap to buy or that you can't afford.
When people pull shit like that, that's when I don't understand it. But like if it's for like the political movement, I still don't really condone it.
What political movement?
But if you think about it,
if they're not really taking it, like I don't know, like Chick-fil-A. Let's say Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is like pretty anti-gay people, supports Trump.
What are you gonna steal from Chick-fil-A?
They're very.
What are you gonna steal from Chick-fil-A?
No, I'm getting
there. Okay, I'm getting there.
If someone broke into Chick-fil-A and wrecked the place, they didn't steal anything. But if they wrecked the place and like whatever the fuck and then left, then I'd like kind of understand that. I wouldn't condone it, but I understand it.
Yeah.
So if someone broke into like a place like, I don't know, like Louis Vuitton, wrecked the place but didn't take anything, then I'd be like, all right, that's like a anti-establishment, like fuck you to capitalism kind of thing.
My thing is, if you go and fuck it up, you might as
What's
well
the point
take
of
it.
breaking into it if you're not gonna steal anything? It's to send a message. Fuck this store. Fuck what it stands for. Fuck capitalism. Fuck the society.
Is it?
It does get.
Or is it
got
just an
media's
excuse to
attention,
break
though. It
shit?
got everyone's attention.
I mean, that's what like I kind of think. I still think looting. I still think breaking into stores and shit is kind of like not cool. But I can understand it if that's the perspective of it. But if the perspective of it is I'm gonna steal shit because no one's gonna be paying attention to me because everything's breaking into shit, then that's kind of fucked up. But I can understand their perspective if they're coming from there.
I'm doing a podcast with a bunch of thieves.
Yeah,
Hey, I said that I actually would steal something. I'm not even saying that
You want to destroy a store based on capitalism. She
coming
wants
the
to steal
fuck
the
up.
richest shit
I'm
so
coming the
she
fuck
can
up.
come so
I
she
don't
can come in
care.
here
I'm coming
glammed
the
up
fuck
and then
up.
resell some shit.
Good thing I don't live in Philly, because I'd be out there.
No, I'm not even saying that I would do it though. I'm saying that like I understand the people who do it.
Then I get shot with a rubber bullet.
Like I'm like again.
You can get tear gassed and a whole bunch of other shit than just a rubber bullet. That's gonna be the least of your
I'ma
issues
get
if you
shot
start
and they be
looting and
like,
this shit. You've
Yeah,
been
my
shot with a
cousin
rubber
got shot
bullet?
with a rubber bullet in his back.
That shit was swollen and bruised.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was. Those things probably are not fun. I don't know. I've never been shot. I've never been shot with anything.
During like the whole Black Lives Matter protests and stuff, I went to one that was like relatively peaceful and totally chill. We just like walked down the street and then walked back. It was totally fine. But a friend of mine went to another one, and I actually don't remember where it was.
How does it feel after the rally to just walk away? Because I've never been out to one of those rallies, but it's like to me it seems like it would be like storming the field after your team won. Like, great, now you're jumping up and down on the field, but now you just have to find a way to exit the stadium. Like, now what do you do?
So like that's exactly what I'm thinking. Like, so the reason why everything was so peaceful and everything was so organized was because the cops actually were like working with us to organize it. They're like, all right, so you can have your protest,
Right.
but only from this hour to this hour. And if you
Which
don't
is
leave,
fine.
Then we're gonna make you leave.
I'm okay with that. I'm just more, okay, so you protested, you did your thing, but now it's over and now you gotta walk back home. Like, what is that feeling? Because, like, when you're protesting, you're doing it for a cause, and it's like, all right, I'm trying to get my point across. We're all trying to get our point across. Like, this is bad. We need this, and this. But now it's over, and you're just walking home. And now there's thousands of people just walking in the opposite direction. Like,
It feels unsatisfying. Because like the
Yeah.
whole, like with that
So
protest, like I
that's-
was saying, because it was like all organized with like the mayor and then we had permission and whatever.
Right.
It like the whole idea of a protest is supposed to be inconvenient to like the people in power. If we want to change the
It's
Right.
to draw awareness.
No, I
Bring
got-
awareness.
no, I got that part.
exactly. So when you go home because they sanction that you need to go home at 3, then you're
Oh no, it's not even that. So let's say there was no end time, but you went and protested, you got there, you did all day, and now the protest is done, right? Or you've just decided, all right, I've been out here for 6-7 hours, like I have to go home, I gotta do other stuff. What is going through your mind or the feeling that you're having? All right, I just protested for 7 hours, but now I just gotta walk back home, or I gotta walk miles back to my car and drive home.
it's kind of like it's also unsatisfying and it's kind of like mind numbing because for those 7 hours you're kind of thinking that you're like part of something bigger and part of something that you believe in and part of something that you want to change about society, and then once you're done with it then you just have to go home to your own little problems and your own like
Exactly.
concerns and your own work. So then you kind of after all that you're like, damn, like things that actually matter, things that I want to invest time in are things that I could just dedicate like 7 hours of my time to, and then after that I have to go back to my like 40-hour work week.
Right, and that, I mean, yes, protesting is good, all that needs to happen. It's just that secondary mind frame for me is what seems weird. It's like the second part I wanted to get to that I don't understand. Your team just won whatever world championship, and now you riot in the city and burn the fucker down.
Eagles.
Anywhere.
Eagles
Like, what is the point of that?
fans. I remember that shit. People
Why
were
are you
jumping
burning down?
off of street lights and hanging on
Yeah,
traffic
why are you
lights and-
destroying your town after the team won? Like, what happens the next day? Now you wake up hungover, and what the fuck you gonna do? Your store's gone. You can't travel nowhere. Everything's shut down. Like, the fuck you do the next day? Monday morning comes in like 12 hours, and now you're hungover. You're probably bruised and battered. Some people are in jail, and now you're just like, well, city's fucked. Now what do we do? That store that I love is burned down. I can't go to those restaurants because the street lights are out. We fucked up those cars. The cops hate everybody. Now they're on red alert. Like, what do you do? What is the point of rioting?
Move on to the next one.
Like, they also have a parade. So if you wait a week, they have a full-on city parade where you're literally allowed to stand in the street, drink, and watch the team come by. So what is the point of 20 minutes after you exited the stadium or after the game ended, you burn down and destroy your city? What does that accomplish?
It's honestly all mob mentality, I feel like. Like, people go out and it might start all innocent.
That shit doesn't start innocent.
No, meaning like the riots obviously aren't innocent, but like when you leave, I don't think you go out with the intention to start a riot. You go out and then someone does something stupid. And then you're like, all right, we're in a mob of thousands of people. Who's going to really notice me if I do some shit stupid? And then everyone around them has that same thought. And then everyone starts doing fuck shit.
That's a weird thought to have after you just watch your team win the world championship. Have you also noticed that really only happens in America? Like, when the European soccer teams win, they might just storm the streets and just have fun all night, but the city's still intact?
They celebrate
Right.
the right way.
No, absolutely not. You know how fucked up Europe is right now? I mean, people are trying to succeed from the European Union. Right, exactly. I don't know. I mean, from what I've heard, because my aunt used to live over there because I guess former uncle, because they're divorced now, was from there and was a professional, like, world rank squash player. So they were over there for years. And apparently it's cool over there, but the rules and the regulations and the laws are not as forgiving and not like they are here. So it's not as great. I don't know. I've only been over there once to one country. It was alright. I mean, it was cool, but I don't know. It is what it is.
All right, let's take a trip just for a soccer game.
I would never do that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't know if I could go to a stadium for a soccer game.
Really?
It's hard for me to watch soccer on TV to begin with because it's just not a whole lot happens. I'll watch the World Cup because the World Cup is interesting. You got the best players in this. I will say that the next album, the one that you just touched on, Ariana Grande, is probably one of the best albums I've heard, period, point blank, hands down this year. She sounds good. The music sounds good. The vibe is good. Everything about that album, the lyrics are crazy. I will say one thing about it. I was not prepared in any way, shape, or form for how sexual that album was. At all. I'm not a huge Ariana Grande fan, so I don't know her music like that. I know some of it. I know the singles. Is she always that sexual?
No. She finally letting loose. It's about damn time.
So this is the first time
She's in
she's
her
done
R&B
something like
bag.
that.
She's done something, like break up with your boyfriend. She's had little,
Yeah, but
sassy.
No, this was a
sexy
sexual
records, but
album.
This is a sexual
This album was,
Yeah.
come here, I want that dick, like, let me ride it, like, she
Go ahead,
said
girl.
this shit on the album.
I got finished listening to it.
This album is really dope, and I listened to it top to bottom and was at no point wanting to turn it off, go to a different song, or anything.
Yeah, that's good.
It was really good. I was expecting to listen to it one time through because I just wanted to listen to it and had to hear it. It's an album I would go back to.
Yeah, she has a track with Doja Cat.
Yep,
called
that
Motive
track's
that I
dope. The one with the
like.
Weeknd is cool.
Mm-hmm.
She got two
There's
other. She
another
got a couple
one.
other features. The one with Ty Dolla $ign is cool. She did her thing on this album, and I was surprised. My only trepidation about going back to it is I don't know if I can listen to Ariana Grande sing about sex and wanting it multiple times.
Yeah, I get it. It's more of a female.
It is definitely more of a female album, but I'm not mad at those because a lot of the female R&B albums are like that. But I can listen to those. This one might just be a little bit too overly sexual for me. Listening to her do an entire song about wanting to 69 might be a little bit over the top. But I will say that is a dope song. That's one of the most clever songs I've heard this year. Because I did not know until the end when she said it that that's what she was talking about. I spent the entire time trying to figure out what 34-35 meant.
Yeah,
I didn't understand. I saw it on the album title. I'm like, what is 34 plus 35? Or 34 and 35? Yeah. I'm like, I don't get it. In the whole song, she just keeps saying 34-35. I'm like, what does that mean?
She's being very
And then at the end, she says it means I want a 69 with you. And I'm like, that's dope. That's pretty dope. That was
as one of my captions.
And that was the second song on the album. And hearing that cleverness in the second song is what drew me in to want to listen to the whole thing.
Nice. That's my girl.
Yes, Ariana Grande.
Time. She's so damn old.
Is she?
She's not old, but she's getting older now. You know,
she's in her 20s, isn't she?
She's probably like 26, 20.
Yeah. So okay, so she might be my age, a little bit older.
But it's time for her to be a woman and get her Beyonce on instead of her Nickelodeon.
She still has that cultivation fan base of that younger thing. That would be like Taylor Swift doing that, and that's gonna be a little bit
Taylor
iffy.
Swift does do that.
Not like this, she don't. Have you ever heard a Taylor Swift song like this? No, you haven't. Taylor Swift is making albums about the boyfriend she just dated for 3 years and then broke up with. Over and over and over, and why she can't find love.
And that's why she's washed up now.
Is she?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
I care about T Swift.
Taylor Swift will have a #1 album anytime she drops it.
I want to be her friend.
You want to be her friend? Why do you want to be Taylor Swift's friend? Taylor Swift is hot when she drops an album.
Yeah, she makes bangers.
Taylor Swift is hot when she drops an album, and then she's like every other artist except on a bigger, more wide scale. The only difference between Taylor Swift and some of these other artists is Taylor Swift has really cultivated a fan base of a specific age group and gender and lifestyle that she really has never gotten away from. She is country.
Got all the country girls.
She is country and she is pop. And that is the teenage white girl middle America audience. So she drops an album.
That's the weird audience. That's not the girls. That's not the cool girls. All the cool girls, like, I'm sorry to say it.
I'm not going there.
A lot of the weirdos. I remember this was
That's fine.
Last year, me and John Mez, we went to the mall. And we were like, I was walking up to, some younger girls. I was like, hey, like, what do you like to listen to? I like da-da-da-da-da-da. I was like, oh, like, you don't listen to, I was like, you don't listen to Meg, you don't listen to Nikki, you don't listen to...
What mall were you at?
Alicia Keys, huh?
What mall were you at?
Garden State Plaza.
Where is that?
Garden State, I don't know where it is. It's the big one, though. It's nice. It's really nice inside.
Okay, well,
and we went there, and there was a couple weird group of girls. You could tell they didn't really have no friends. And they were like, oh, they said that they listen to Taylor Swift and shit like that. And I'm like, I don't remember who else, but I remember Taylor Swift. And
that's fine.
Like,
again, I will let you stand on that ledge. I'm not going there with you.
Hip-hop is the most streamed
genre
right
it
now.
is. Hip-hop is the most popular genre in the world. I'm not debating that. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying Taylor Swift has her audience. Teenage, white, middle America girls. Again, I will not speak to that.
Virgin college girls.
I wouldn't even say mostly college girls. I would say more middle school to high school girls. But that's not here nor there. What I'm saying is she really has her fan base. It's the country pop fan base. Her singles are massive. Her albums are massive. But once the albums stop being massive...
But they're not more massive than Ariana's.
I would have to look at numbers. Off the top of my head, I'm not going to say that. Because, again, I will say Taylor Swift, because of her fan base, in that fan base, is still bumping that new album she came out earlier this year. Nobody else is. But I will also say, give it 3 months and let's revisit how Ariana Grande's album's doing. Because music moves at light speed, and 3 months from now, mad people have dropped albums, and I will almost guarantee that a lot of people aren't listening to Ariana Grande's album anymore. So there's that too. So she's trying to grab that bigger fan base with the sexual, more explicit, more grown-up lyrics, but it could also have a little bit of an effect like Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus did that, alienated all of her fans, got a new group of fans, then went back to her old, clean, cookie-cutter ways, and lost all those new fans that she cultivated and had to recultivate a new group of fans.
But if she was smart, she'd bring Hannah Montana back.
She can't bring Hannah Montana back. She can't bring Hannah Montana back for a couple of reasons. One, because of the crazy phase that she went through. Hannah Montana can't come back from that. Two, Miley's probably late 20s right now. Miley Cyrus is not... All the people that watch Miley Cyrus... Not Miley Cyrus. Hannah Montana are your age or older. You don't want to see Hannah Montana no more.
My age and a little bit younger.
Absolutely not.
Yes.
I would say older.
Younger.
No, because
Hannah Montana fans are Miley fans. That's what people
That's not true.
realize.
That's
yes,
not true.
That is true. Hannah Montana fans are Miley Cyrus fans.
That's not true.
I was gonna be Hannah Montana for Halloween. I'm gonna just do it next year.
If Hannah Montana came back, the only people that would know who Hannah Montana are
I'm not that young.
you're in your early 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you gotta remember, I have cousins that are younger than me that...
Do they know who Hannah Montana is?
Yes, they're like 17 to 22.
Okay, so let's say the youngest person that can cognitively understand and remember Hannah Montana, right? Outside of just the show also being music, right? Let's say they're 17. Miley Cyrus comes back as Hannah Montana. Is that 17-year-old or older really going to gravitate to Hannah Montana? Come on.
She could just come back.
Be honest.
No,
be
like
honest.
Montana. She can come back cool. Like
she
Miley
did.
was like on the show.
She flipped from her hip hop, trying to get away from that Disney phase, and became this good country girl. And
when she was dating dude, right?
I don't know. I just know she made that she made the transition from Disney to let me be wild and crazy for a second
that ass,
to now she's back to the good Southern country girl. And that new good Southern country girl has those Hannah Montana and old fans back to being Miley fans. But nobody under really, let's say, again, age of 17 is going to know who Hannah Montana is or have any recollection of that. And 17-year-olds and older are not going to watch Hannah Montana or want to see her anymore. If Hannah Montana came back, you're going to want to see Hannah Montana. Plus, what music is Miley going to make that she can do Hannah Montana again?
She could just drop something called Miley's World and it just be like a TV show of her day-to-day life.
That's Miley. That's not Hannah Montana. Those are two different things. No, it's not.
Hannah Montana and Miley are the same.
Okay, I'm not getting into this.
Hannah Montana lives forever. Hannah Montana.
Sure, Hannah Montana for president. Oh
I'm
my
just saying
God.
Shit now. I'm getting hungry.
I am getting starving too. So, on that note, let's get out of here. Before we do that, anything else that we missed or we need to talk about? Polling the room.
There were some cool ass Halloween costumes.
Okay, we can do Halloween costume. Oh, that reminds me. How was the party?
Fire.
Was it?
It was turned.
Okay.
We had a great time.
Okay, what were some?
Pulled up.
What were some of the Halloween costumes?
I was a cowboy. Mez was a cow. I was a cowgirl.
I was about to say, if y'all did that backwards, that's kind of nuts.
My sister was a cop and her boyfriend was a cop.
Okay.
We had a couple of Purge people. Our friends were Purge. You know, the Purge.
Yep.
They had the signs.
Okay.
It was dope.
Got you.
There was a Cleopatra in the building. There
Okay.
was a lumberjack in the building.
Okay.
There was
All right. Let's just go here.
a bunny.
Best costume.
Mine. Straight like that. Say no, I'm just kidding. I think
Let's
my
say,
friend
okay,
had,
let's,
I think my
let's
friend,
do it
besides
unbiasedly. Best
besides
costume.
my friend actually, she had a cute little, oh fuck, I can't say her name. Okay, we gotta cut her name out.
It's fine.
My friend actually, she was Cleopatra. I think hers was super dope.
Okay.
She looked like an Egyptian. So I thought that was nice.
Dope. That's pretty dope. I will say, again, like I said last time, I don't dress up for Halloween. Nobody in my family really did. I was busy doing other birthday and anniversary celebrations. And it is kind of sad though. We only got one group of young kid trick or treaters. I get it. It was kind of like nixed this year, but still. Get this whole big thing of candy and then you get like 5 kids. And now you
Shit,
like,
bring it here. I'll eat it.
can't use it for open houses.
Bring that shit here, boy.
But yep. So Halloween was cool. Party seems like it was cool.
It'll
What'd you do
definitely
for
be better
Halloween?
next year.
The day before Halloween, I got together with a couple friends. We had a nice time.
What'd you dress up as?
So I'm actually kind of PO'd about that because I had a nice costume, and when my friend was like, "Yo, we're having a party on the 30th," it was like 10 people, but he was like, "Yo, we're gonna get together for the 30th." I was like, "All right, a costume party, right?" And he went, "Nah." And I was like, "Are you kidding? It's Halloween." "No, I don't want to do costume."
That's
Well,
the only reason why I just like to dress up. Like
Again,
it's
but
fun
that
to me.
again, it's kind of like what I said last week. It's a couples thing. Damn near everybody you named was a couple costume. If you single, Halloween's, if you can't go out, Halloween's not like a thing. Halloween's not. It's like Valentine's Day. It's a couple's holiday. If you single, you might go out to a singles bar that's having like, yo, all the singles come here. Otherwise, you're just by yourself and trying to figure out what to do. So, what were you gonna go as, Ryan?
Oh, sorry. I was gonna go as. Have you ever played Among Us?
No.
Well, it's basically this little game where like there are a bunch of astronauts on a spaceship and you're trying to get the spaceship to run.
Okay.
There's like an imposter, and their job, it's like Mafia. Their job is to like kill everybody on the spaceship,
Okay.
and then your job is either to like get the spaceship to be like good, like you gotta do all your tasks, or you have to figure out who the imposter is.
And
That's
My
cool.
character from that game, because you could like customize your character.
it's one of those costumes you have to explain to everybody.
Honestly,
Those
because
cat-
it's really popular now, at least with my generation. Like if I went to a party like with people my age, they'd get it.
Sure.
So
That's what. But again,
so there are a lot of people actually doing that this year.
it seems like that's a costume you got to explain to people, because then you can just dress as anything that you want technically and just say you're a character from the game.
If anybody asked me that, I'd just be like, I'm an astronaut. Like, that's all I would say if anybody was really confused. But like, at least with people my age, if I went to any parties like with people my age, I'd be like, oh, you're an Among Us character, cool. Because like a lot of people are doing that this year, which is great.
You gotta have if you dress up, if you don't do something traditional, like she said, like cops or cowboys or stuff like that, and you don't do something specific from a movie or something everybody's gonna know, you gotta be creative with your costumes. Be creative with your costumes. The only reference I have for being creative with your costumes is from Bob's Burgers, where the kids were. One of them was Andre 3000 the Giant.
That's funny.
And another one was None of Your Business. She was dressed up in a nun's outfit with a briefcase.
That's stupid.
Those are clever costumes. You got to do that. If you're not some easily recognizable, some classic like she said, you got to be creative with your costumes like that. It's got to be something cool like that. Otherwise, you got to explain your costume, and that defeats the whole purpose. Like the year I went as Kenny, and I was just in a orange hoodie. Everybody's like, "What the fuck are you?" I'm like, "It doesn't work. Nobody else that I'm with is here. We got to be in a group of 7 of us in South Park."
My name is Kenny.
No, it just doesn't. People thought I was a carrot. I was just like, fuck you guys. All right, but anything else that we missed that we need to touch on? Hold up, before we get out of here, let's do one quick thing, and Still nothing to report. Okay, so anything
We'll
else?
see what happens with this election next week, guys?
Next week, tomorrow. By the time you hear this tomorrow,
Well, we'll be
some
here to
shit
talk
will
about it
have
next
gone down.
week. A
This
whole
shit
lot of
will hit the fan by the time you listen to this tomorrow. So I will sign off by saying this. Stay safe. Don't be a dick. Just don't do anything stupid. There's no reason to fuck up where you gotta go the next day because you don't like something that was out of your control.
Nah, take that shit.
Do not listen to my
If
co-host
these store
or the
owners are
camera guy.
lacking, take that shit.
And
yeah.
do not go looting for the most expensive shit in the store.
I'm stealing everything.
The book called "Steal This Book" by Abby Hoffman.
I'm gonna go fuck Starbucks up because they fucked my order up the other day. I'm gonna go ransack their
Oh my
kitchen
god. Both of you.
and make my own. I'm
Both
gonna
of
steal their
you.
cappuccino machine.
Both of you. If you have to
that.
resort to looting, loot what you need. Food. Necessities.
Yeah, that's first on the
Toiletries.
list. That's first.
Not
that's,
for you. You're looting the Louis Vuitton store.
We looting everything.
You're looting the Louis
We're
Vuitton
taking
store.
it all.
He wants to let
We're
you.
going down the
Well,
list.
you want
We're
everything.
robbing
He
sportswear.
gonna get
We're robbing
electronics.
sneakers.
Y'all are gonna be looting the shit that you don't need. He's gonna walk out with a
I'm just gonna go in
70-inch
there and steal baby
ITV.
diapers.
You got a baby
And
on the
I'ma sell
way?
them to the hood. Yeah, I'm a rob baby diapers on damn. I don't got no kids. I ain't no auntie. And
That's
I'm gonna,
fucked up.
And I'm gonna put them in
That's
the
fucked
community.
up. No,
I
please don't
might
do
not even
that.
sell them. I'm just gonna
No.
give them to those that need it. Cause that's how.
Please do not
Shit
rob.
goes.
Please do not. Please don't do baby diapers.
Diapers are
Please-
expensive.
Pharmacies take the medication.
They're
Please.
expensive. I could break into that too.
You gonna cook meth? The fuck are you robbing the
I don't
pharmacies?
know. I'm not trying to go to jail.
Like no,
I'm
stop.
gonna give somebody
Stop.
some shit. I'm gonna give somebody some shit for the pharmacy, and they're gonna OD, and then it's gonna trace
Right,
back
and
to
now
me.
it's gonna
That's-
be
don't work
see.
like that.
Don't do that. But if you do, I would
Hand
rather
sanitizer,
you loot the Louis Vuitton stuff because my ex has her best friend just had a newborn, and if you start robbing and taking that shit that they actually need and might not be able to get, that's fucked up.
Tell her to give me a call.
Believe me, if I could
Shit.
get in
I'd be like, yo,
if
got
I
this
can
box
get
of
in
diapers for
communicate if I could get in
$10.
communication with
That shit
her,
like $20.
believe me, y'all might not see me anymore.
Nah,
if
I'm
I could get
kidding.
in like active constant communication with her, you might not see me anymore. But that's here nor there. If you do decide to loot, please take what you need. You don't need a
Don't get
70-inch
shot.
TV. You don't need
By
Louis
road
Vuitton
bullets.
stuff. You don't need that $100,000 statue from the art museum.
But that's not hurting nobody. You hurting what? These designer brands? No, fuck them. I'm coming for them first.
I'm out of here on that note. I'm gone. I will let these two loot anything they want. I'm going to stay at home and stay safe and just hope for the best. That's all I can do. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best. You got anything else?
Nah.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Until next time, just like the world is, this is something. Tomorrow the world will be something else, and we'll just have to figure it out from there. Just don't loot, please.